Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this video is going to be a little bit different because today I have a special friend from Brazil with me whose name is Rodolfo. And those who don't know Rodolfo, he's a YouTuber and an iOS developer, and on his channel we made a video about how to start off your iOS journey as a beginner and what all tips do you need to know about iOS if you are going to learn about iOS app development in specific. And in this video we're going to talk about how did we become an iOS developer. So without any further ado, let's get started. Woo! Hi there.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Alright, so that's great, Rodolfo. And I know that you are an iOS developer, but my viewers would definitely love to know some more about you. How about your journey and how did you come in this iOS field? Why not any other field? And some more stuff like that. So would you please like to tell us that?
Yeah, sure. So I actually started a little bit later than usual.
Okay.
I went to school. I went to law school. And after passing the bar and everything, I realized that this was not what I wanted to do with my life. And I've always been interested in computers and was infatuated with the iPhone when it came out and wanted to be able to make apps for it. So I decided to do a complete career change and started to learn how to program by myself using online resources like iTunes U, stuff like that. Later on, I got into college. I got into a different course, systems analysis, we call it here, and got an internship in web development. Then got another internship.
So basically you started off with the web development, then later on you switched on to iOS,
yes,
right?
My second internship was doing iOS, and that's where I learned most of what I had to learn, like in the basics of iOS. And since then it's been like doing a bit of freelancing. I released my own app, working now on another company, and just trying to keep learning the new stuff that they send our way.
All right, so Rodolfo, I have also seen that you have won WWDC scholarship twice. All right, guys, twice. He has won twice WWDC scholarship. And so my question is that how did you manage to get it for the first time? Like, what was your approach? What did you develop, and how did you cover up those things? I would love to know that.
Initially it was just let me try it out and see what this is about, because at the time I was only programming in Objective-C. I didn't know any Swift. Like my first Swift project was that I used to learn Swift was the scholarship project, the Playground, that I did in 2017. So I thought that I had absolutely no chance of winning. It was supposed to be more of a learning experience and maybe, get the hang of it to apply the next year, and I was fortunate enough that I got in. So yeah, I won in 2017 and 2019 this year. I tried last year, but I couldn't make it. Well, tell me a bit about yourself too, because maybe some people are coming from my channel and watching this video. And how did you start? How was your journey up to where you are now?
So talking about my journey, I actually started my journey back in 2015 when I was in college doing my BTech in information technology. So in my second year of engineering, I started off with a boot camp that was organized by our college itself and headed by one of my favorite teachers in college, whose name is Anil Giri sir. So he taught us the basics of Swift, and then started off with the UI part of all the things in iOS app development. So that fascinated me a lot, and from there onwards I carried on learning things from YouTube, and finally landed up in this field. And I would like to mention this one thing, that earlier when this bootcamp was just announced that this is going to happen, and it is organized by a college, so I told about this to my brother, my elder brother, and he told me that you should definitely join it. And my mother was also saying that to me, that you should join, because I was not that interested in technical stuff, and this was the first thing which was happening to me. So they were like, you should definitely join it, and you will definitely learn some good out of it. And so I just joined it.
But why was it that you didn't want to join, and your mom and your brother had to convince you? Like, was it why did it take that convincing part?
All right, that's a good question though. As I told you that I was not much interested in technical things. As I told you, like I was more into cultural things in college, and I just hated the technical stuff those days. So that was the only reason that I was not much interested in it. But before joining, I didn't know much about this thing. That's why I was just trying to resist it. No specific reasons. Yeah.
So the other question that I had for you was, you said that you weren't very into technical stuff. So was iOS the first, and is it still the only programming knowledge that you have, or have you done other stuff before that or after that maybe piqued your interest?
Actually, we had a introductory course of C, in our first year of engineering, and at that time I learned the basics of C, but I was still not much interested in that. And in my second year, as I told you, I got into this bootcamp, and I started off, basically with Swift. The first language that I learned completely was Swift. So I would say yes, I know much about iOS only, not about other languages. I haven't get my hands dirty on any other language yet, but I am looking forward to learn more technologies in future. As you can see that the hybrid app stuff is also coming to all the industries, so that's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
That may be a whole different video. Like I have so much, I have so much so many opinions about that, because
I think I can ask you the same question. Like, do you know iOS only, or are you interested in any other technical stuff as well, like Android or web development, as you said?
The web development that I did in my first internship was very basic and was PHP only. So it's like if you ask me today to make you a website, I don't know how to do it. Basically,
that's okay.
Basically, it's like that. I do intend to learn more modern frameworks and web development stuff, because I think I think all of us should learn at least, should know at least how to make a simple website and things like that. Even if we
what makes you think that? What makes you think that we should at least know about web development and the basics of it?
Just because there's so much of programming that relies on it, and all the back-end stuff, and I think that it can also help you inform you better on your app projects, in terms of how it interoperates with whatever. Maybe there's an iOS app and a web app for the same project, and I don't know. I think can give you a better understanding of it. And I
All
do know a
right.
little bit about Android. I've been doing a little bit of Android development
All right. So you also
these
know about
past few
Android.
months,
That's
but
that's cool.
yeah, but it's
So
still new. It's not really my. It's just to dip my toes in it, but I
so
intend to keep like my specialization in iOS.
are you not liking the Android stuff?
No, not really. Not that much. No. There's just a lot of like I think when you come from iOS and
Right.
there's a lot that is not perfect, but
Right.
the tools, the language, there's just so much that seems to make more sense to me. So
Right.
yeah.
All right. So, what are your future plans about iOS? Like, how far do you see yourself to be in this field? Like, some people really ask me that, how do you see this thing to be in future? Like, do you want to join Apple in future? Do you ever,
I don't think so. I ever since I changed careers, and I
Yeah,
was still like learning the basics of object orientation and stuff like that.
yeah,
I think my goal has always been to be able to one day work for myself, in a sense
all
that
right,
like work on my own ideas, and uh, maybe that means starting a company because you can't do everything yourself.
all
But
right,
um, yeah, I think that between YouTube and iOS development, working on my own apps and things like that, that's that's the direction that I would like to go. Um, that's not to say that it may change in the future, but for now, that's the idea that I have.
Do you have any live project on App Store that that you see as a project that you can scale up in future?
I do have a live project. It's
Okay,
called Plot Twist Movies. It's a movie information and recommendation app.
okay,
I'm not sure. I did that. It started as a project so I could use to learn new things. And
okay,
once it was ready, I decided to launch it in the App Store.
okay,
I see it as something that can be a moderate success, but I don't see myself um, taking on IMDb, for example. Like, that's just not going to happen.
that's a
But
next level altogether, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't see it scaling to that level. I do
okay,
see it as maybe something that can be an interesting niche app that some people like, but
okay,
not to that scale. I do, however, have other ideas that I haven't been able to get to yet. That I think could eventually become uh, more scalable than the app that I currently have. What about you? What is the career path that you see for yourself?
uh, I just want to do a job every day which satisfy me professionally. Like, I don't really see my future for next 5 years. I see it for next 1 year. So in next year, 1 year, I would
Mhm.
say I would be doing good in this field itself. There are many new updates that are coming this year. Also, we had some new stuffs like Swift UI and all other things. So I'm looking forward towards those things right now and thinking to learn about it because I haven't yet got the time to learn Swift UI. I'm basically working on the ethical, the conventional way of developing apps, that is using our storyboards or going completely programmatical and developing the
Mhm.
app. So that's how you know, my career path is for next 1 year. Yeah.
I see. I see. That's, yeah.
So guys, that's all about our respective iOS journeys in brief, and thank you so much, Rodolfo, for being here on this channel and telling our viewers that how did you become an iOS developer and all about your journey. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me. It was fun. Hope to do it again soon.
And yeah, guys, if you want to see how to become an iOS developer and what all tips do you need to know about iOS app development, then you can check out Rodolfo's channel link down below in my description box, and I will also provide the link of the video also. You can check it out. Alright, so guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye. Jai Hind.